Hello, and welcome to the One Man Renegade Productions YouTube channel. I'm your host, Theon Brooker B, and today is Saturday, and it is WrestleMania time. We were smack dab in the middle of WrestleMania weekend. Night one of WrestleMania, right now, WrestleMania Saturday, whatever you want to call it, is happening in a little bit. So kickoff show has probably already started since it's like 7 hours long, and for some reason there's no matches on it. But hey, I guess I'll be talking about every match in long form and previewing everything. And yeah, it seems like a little unnecessary to have that long of a kickoff show or countdown show or whatever they're calling it nowadays. Like, I'm recording this ahead of time, so obviously I don't know, but like I feel like between Stand and Deliver and then the kickoff show, I don't think there's like, is there going to be any time in between that, or is it just like literally like Stand and Deliver is going to end and the kickoff show is just going to, or the countdown show is going to begin? I guess that maybe that's the point. They don't want you tuning out. They just want to keep you tuned in the whole time. It's like, all right, Stand Deliver, NXT Stand Deliver ends, and then it's just immediately the kickoff show. Maybe that's the point. So there you go. But that's a long kickoff show. Hopefully you're taking a little break from that and watching this and giving me a little preview. So tonight we're gonna preview WrestleMania Saturday night and do half of this box. We got a 2025 Topps Chrome hobby box that we're gonna open up. But also, if you missed any of the previous wrestling related videos, I did a preview for NXT Stand Deliver early on today. I did a preview for SmackDown yesterday and the Hall of Fame. So head on up there, check out all the amazing wrestling videos I've done over the years. There's a lot of them. So if you're looking for something specific, certain year products, year's product, league, brand, whatever, might be easy to go search channel page. And while you're over there checking out all the amazing videos I've done over the years, or you're right here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, give a nice thumbs up, like this video, hit that share button, share this with everyone you know, and down in the comments, tell me who you think's going to win all the matches tonight on night one of WrestleMania 41. Or just say hi, and then check out the links in the description for all my other internet stuff, all my social media and everything like that. All right, so as of me recording this, which I am recording this a few days ahead of time, so I have no idea what happened on SmackDown. I have no idea what happened at the Hall of Fame. I have no idea what happened Stand and Deliver or anything like that. So if they added any matches or changed any matches or whatever, I do not know. So I'm kind of have to fly by the seat of my pants for here because I have so much stuff going on. There's so much. It's Easter weekend too, and I got family stuff going on, and I had other things happening, and I had to record these ahead of time. So yeah, we're gonna do half the box and kind of talk about I believe there's 6 matches. No, there's 7 matches scheduled for night one. There's 6 matches, again, as I'm recording this, scheduled for night 2. Although one of those Randy Orton match wasn't scheduled for either night, assuming he is gonna get one. And if they didn't announce it already on SmackDown, again, they might have. Again, I apologize. I'm recording this ahead of time. So we'll open up 6 packs, is what I should say, and talk about the 7 matches scheduled and whatever else I think might take place. So, all right. I guess I'll talk about a match and then we'll open a pack. So, first of all, we have the War Raiders against the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships. War Raiders defending against New Day. Of course, New Day turned heel on Big E back in, was that December-ish? You know, they kind of haven't done a ton with it yet so far, but now they've got the War Raiders, who are the tag champions, which I saw back in December. Raw I was at. And they really haven't done a ton either, so good they're coming together finally. And I think the New Day are going to win. You know, whether Big E shows up and distracts New Day and costs them, maybe that's the only thing I can think of, but I think they'll save that maybe for later. I think the New Day is going to win this. But there we go. All right, we got Jey Uso. Of course, he'll be in the well, not the main event. He is main event Jey Uso, but he's not in the main event, although did win the Royal Rumble, so he should main event in theory, but he's got a tag down match against Gunther. I guess we'll just talk about that too, since he's right here. I think Jey Uso is going to win. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people on the internet aren't really happy about Jey when he won the Rumble. Don't think he should win the thing and blah, blah, blah. But I think given the storyline and given what happened with Gunther and Jimmy, I think you have to have Jey win. And plus, he's very popular. I mean, the kids love him. The shirts sell. I don't see them like, unless you just want Gunther to have the title forever, like, I feel like maybe it's time for him to give it up, give it to Jay, move in a different direction. I don't know, but I think Jay's going to win. Then we got Drew McIntyre. Of course, he's fighting tomorrow, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. But Damian Priest tomorrow. We got Chad Gable, who unfortunately does not have a match at WrestleMania, but he will probably be very, very, very intrigued by the Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano match. Of course, Grande Americano is kind of loosely involved in American Made, given that his mask says American Made on it, even though somehow he wasn't actually in American Made, but then just kind of showed up and is just friends with them, I guess, even though Chad Gable had no idea who he was. And I don't know. Whole thing's very confusing. But we got Rey Mysterio versus the El Grande Americano. The only thing I'm worried about this is WrestleMania. It's got Rey Mysterio, so I could very well just have Rey Mysterio win, unmask this guy, and we'll find out who he is or whatever, and just end it. Or we could stretch this out for a bit. I'm kind of in line to say they should stretch it out for a bit and see where it goes. So I think El Grande Americano, thanks to shenanigans, is going to win with help from American Made. But there we go. So, but that's Chad Gable. But I'm sure he'll get involved, maybe somehow, possibly. I don't know. Not quite sure. Got Jimmy Uso. We just talked about him. That is a Prism. Then we got a Angelo Dawkins out of 37, which is a weird numbering. Out of 37, I don't know what parallel this is, but it's like a steel cage parallel, I guess. But why is it numbered out of 37? That's a weird one. Of course, Street Profits defended their tag titles on SmackDown last night against the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, again, I'm recording this before that happened, so I don't know what happened. My thought was, well, maybe all the other teams that have been involved with that, with Pretty Deadly and DIY and even Miz and Carmelo, potentially the Garzas, although they seem to have pivoted with the Garzas to Rey Fenix and Andrade stuff, so maybe not them, will get involved, and somehow that will create some sort of match for WrestleMania. But as far as I know, that's not happening as far as I know right now, and who knows how the Street Profits did. But numbered out of 37, some sort of steel cage parallel or something. I'm not quite sure what that is. We got Nikolai Volkov on a Legends insert. And then we got Grayson Waller and Apollo Crews. I'm guessing they were both in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown last night. But again, I don't know for sure. All right, next pack. All right, we got a couple matches out of the way in there. The Undertaker, of course, legend. He was inducting his wife, Michelle McCool, into the Hall of Fame last night. In the middle of the night, because that's when it was. Charlotte Flair. All right, let's talk about Charlotte Flair. She will be challenging Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship tonight. There's been a lot of stuff going on with this feud, a lot of shooting and potentially shooting and fights in the parking lot and whatever else going on. It's been an interesting build for sure. I do think Charlotte Flair is going to beat Tiffany though and win the title, just because it would put massive heat on her, and upset a lot of people, but extend the storyline. Because if Tiffany just wins, I don't see what the point would be to continue the storyline. But if Charlotte wins, then Tiffany's kind of claw back and get another title shot and try to get the title back. I think that makes the most sense going forward. Plus, you give Charlotte another title victory, and now she gets closer to the record and blah, 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 blah. Plus, it just annoys people to all ends and creates massive heat. So there you go. Gets people talking. So there's Charlotte Flair. We got Eric. Of course, we just talked about the War Raiders and New Day. Then we got Jakara Jackson, who, of course, was on NXT. It's some sort of pink shimmery thing. I don't know what any of these parallels are called. I'm surprised this isn't numbered, though. Unless I'm just not seeing it. Doesn't appear to be numbered. Interesting. She was involved in a fatal four-way or elimination four-way for the number one contenders tag titles on Stand and Deliver earlier today and on the Countdown show. Again, I'm recording this before that, so I don't know what happened, but maybe did okay. Carlito on the Purple Parallel. Don't think that's numbered or anything. Could potentially get involved, I'd imagine, with the I guess those are both on tomorrow. The women's tag title match, Liv Morgan, Raquel, part of New Judgment Day, and also there's Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio are in the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental title match, but those are all tomorrow, so we'll talk about those tomorrow. And of course, also speaking of tomorrow, we got John Cena. Time is now. Insert. Not sure what this insert is, just the time is now insert, I guess. Okay. And that will be happening tomorrow night, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. Gunther, we already talked about with Jey Uso. Just move Drew here and put him up with that. Kit Wilson, again, I mentioned the potentially WWE tag team titles. Whatever happened last night could have determined if there's going to be another match added to WrestleMania. Again, don't know, so can't say for sure, but it would make sense to me. But I don't know. All right, next pack. The next match, I guess. Well, we'll see. Got Javon Evans. Of course, he challenged for the NXT Championship against Trick Williams and Obafemi Triple Threat. He was my pick. I don't know what happened, but he was my pick. So hopefully he won, I guess, to help my pick. Ivy Nile, of course, I'm guessing she'll be involved with Chad Gable and Americano and Rey Mysterio. LWO, I'm sure I'll get involved in that. Karrion Kross, not scheduled to do anything, but he's been interacting with AJ Styles. Had a match with him on Raw on Monday. And of course, AJ's taking on Logan Paul, so potentially he could get involved in that. I don't know. We got Cruz del Toro. This is some sort of refractor, just a straight up refractor. The top's black though, so I'm not sure if that means anything or if that's just how the refractors look. Could very well be the case. I'm guessing he'll be involved with that El Grande Americano Rey Mysterio match. Then we got Luca Crucifino, also refractory and blue refractor. I don't know. I'm not sure if these are just regular refractors or there's something special. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're just part of the. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to figure that out at some point. But they're not numbered or anything, so I don't know. But anyways, Luca Crucifino was part of NXT Stand and Deliver early on today. D'Angelo family had a 6-man against the Dark State. Lash Legend we mentioned earlier, women's division card here. Cher and Jakara Jackson were involved in a 4-way tag match for number 1 contenders on the Countdown show for Stand and Deliver. CM Punk, all right, let's get into it. CM Punk, of course, taking on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Of course, Paul Heyman will be in CM Punk's corner. I think CM Punk's going to win, but there's also potential. A lot of people have been throwing this idea out there, and I kind of get it, that Seth Rollins could win with Paul Heyman because he owes Seth a favor now, because Seth didn't squash his head in, theoretically, could join up with Seth Rollins and turn on both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. But I'm going to go with CM Punk. I think I'm going to go with CM Punk. And then Tommaso Ciampa, again, the tag match situation we mentioned earlier. Potentially there's a match added. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I can't say. I can't predict it if I don't know it. All right, moving on. So is there any matches we haven't talked about? Yeah, there's still a couple. Still a couple matches I have not mentioned for tonight. Eric Rowan, Wyatt Six, no idea what's going on with the Wyatt Six. They coming back soon? Is Alexa Bliss going to be with them? They've all kind of disappeared. Don't know. I theorize that there's potential that they, and again, I don't know if it got announced on SmackDown who Randy Orton's going to be fighting, but potentially someone from the Wyatt Six could challenge him, and maybe we'll finally get a resolution from 3 years ago. And was that 3 years ago? 4 years ago? 4 years ago with the box-like structure, and that never really played out with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. I don't know. I'm guessing no, but you know, I don't know. Charlie Dempsey, NXT. Oh, we got a thingy here. Charlie Dempsey, of course, part of NXT. Don't think he wasn't involved in anything in the he's the Heritage Cup champion right now, right? I think he is. Isn't he? But he wasn't. I don't think he was involved in anything in Stand Deliver. At least wasn't scheduled to be. Austin Theory, another one of these pink shimmery dealies. Good Alba Fire on a Prism. Of course, Austin Theory, I'm guessing, was maybe in the Andre Alba Fire, along with Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Took on Caden Carter, Casey. No, what's her name again? I always forget. Katana Chance, Caden Carter, and Zelina Vega last night. We got Tiffany Stratton, who had talked about taking on Charlotte. That's a Slammy insert. We got Triple H, who went into the Hall of Fame last night. Got introduced by Shawn Michaels. We're back. Nope, there's another match. Another card there. Bray Wyatt, just mentioned him. Unfortunately, no longer with us. The Wyatt Six doing their thing, but again, you know, his last WrestleMania match was as The Fiend. Took on Randy Orton, who had burned him alive at, I think it was TLC the year before, a couple months prior. And then Alexa Bliss started bleeding from the head on the box leg structure, and then he got distracted, got RKO'd, and lost, and then that was kind of it. Never really got explained or anything. All right, we got a redemption card here. Congratulations. You are due to receive Topps Chrome WWE autograph base variation card black. So I don't know if the blacks are numbered to 10? Black refractor parallel. I'm not sure what the blacks are numbered to in this product. I think 10. I feel like those maybe, I don't know. Of Adriana Rizzo. Okay, I mean, that's cool, I guess. I was expecting maybe a bigger name than Adriana Rizzo, but cool. Of course, she was on NXT earlier. I'm assuming she was with the D'Angelo family as they took on Dark State. Again, don't know what happened, but okay. All right, we got 2 more packs to go. And then we got a whole other half of the box for tomorrow as we preview night 2 or Sunday. Tama Tonga, another guy that, I mean, he could have been on the Andre last night. I theorized that maybe him and Solo will take on Randy and Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. Don't know for sure. Can't really say. I don't know. Maybe he just gets involved in the Jacob Fatu LA Knight match, which I haven't talked about yet, as Jacob Fatu will be challenging LA Knight for the United States champion. I think unless there's shenanigans that cost Jacob Fatu, I don't see Jacob Fatu losing. So I think he's going to win unless shenanigans cost him the match, which is very possible. But I think he's going to win. All right, then we got Luke Gallows. Fortunately, no longer with the company as he got let go a few months ago. We got JC Jane. She was in that fatal 4-way tag match thing earlier on today. At Stand and Deliver. We got The Rock on the Purple Shimmer. It's a nice, cool card. Did The Rock show up on SmackDown last night? Will The Rock show up tomorrow during WrestleMania? Tonight, WrestleMania? I mean, I think if he shows up WrestleMania, it's going to be tomorrow during John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Will Travis Scott be there? I don't know. Will another person join their little group? I don't know. Maybe we already do know if he's going to be there. Like I said, I thought maybe he'll show up on SmackDown last night. I don't know. Ethan Page, he challenged for the NXT North American Championship earlier today against Ricky Saints. So again, I don't know how he did. I think Ricky Saints was going to win, but hey, you would know it by now. Of course, then he'll be challenging Joe Henry, along with, in a triple threat, along with Frankie Kazarian at TNA Rebellion. And I think that's next week. I think that's next Saturday or something. Next Friday or Saturday. I think it's next week. Thea Hale, she was involved in the NXT North American Women's Championship 6-person or 6-women ladder match for the vacant title. I picked her to win, but I don't know. You might know by now. Dexter Lumis, we've talked about the why it's 6 enough. We had plenty of his cards in the NXT box earlier today. If you missed that, please go check it out. And then Noam Dar, he's permanently out injured. Hopefully should be back soon. Part of Metaphor. All right, so I believe there's only one more match that we haven't talked about for tonight. So let's see if either of them are in this pack, and then we can kind of talk about it. Hulk Hogan, interesting photo they used of him wearing white trunks. Kind of bizarre, but hey, okay. Obafemi, of course, was in that triple threat earlier today. For NXT Championship. Then we got Seth Freakin' Rollins in the triple threat tonight. I mean, I could potentially, like, honestly, if I had to pick in order, I'd go Punk win, then Rollins, Roman Reigns. I don't think is going to win. I just don't think it helps anyone if Roman Reigns wins that match. Seth turning, or Paul Heyman turning on Punk and joining with Seth, I could see that. And just having Punk win, I could also very well see that. Kairi Sane, hopefully back from injuries soon. The refractor, we get the black and blues refractors. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that means anything. Maybe the black ones are people on Raw and the blue ones are people on SmackDown. No, because he's NXT. So I don't know. Maybe they're just different versions. Tiffany Stratton, we talked about taking on Charlotte tonight. Bayley, she and Lyra Valkyria be in that 4-way women's match. Not 4-way women's match. No, that was the NXT one. The women's the tag title match for the women's championships is what I'm trying to say, against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Ethan Page once again, and then we're finishing up with Ludwig Kaiser, who I'm guessing was in the Andre last night. Who I don't know who won. You'd have to tell me. Sorry, refractor. Oh, this is numbered. I was like, why does this one look different? It's numbered out of 50. That was hard to see. The Thea Hale is numbered out of 50. Is this one numbered? No. Okay. All right. So there we go. That gives you night 1 of WrestleMania preview and all my picks. We got half this box done. We'll do the rest of it tomorrow. We got a redemption for an autograph. Adriana Rizzo, black refractor parallel. So I think that's numbered to 10. Not 100% sure. But we got a bunch of pink parallels. We got the whatever this Angelo Dawkins is numbered to 37. Still don't understand. Why 37? 16 out of 37. I don't know. But whatever that is. Then we got all these refractors, but they're blue or black. I don't know. And then we got the purple refractors over here and the prisms over there. But there we go. There's all the stuff. So come back tomorrow. We'll do the other half of the box and preview the second half of WrestleMania. So just to recap, I got the New Day, El Grande Americano. Oh, I forgot to mention the final match. Duh. Jade Cargill against Naomi. Of course, Naomi turned on Jade or attacked her and threw her into a car. No word of it was real glass or not, but found out later. But never mind. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. We'll talk more about real glass tomorrow, I guess, with them. But anyways, so yeah, 2 of these feuds involve people getting thrown through windshields of cars. Interesting. But anyways, I think Jade Cargill wins. I just don't know. Like, she's got to get revenge somehow, unless Bayley gets involved. But not Bayley, Bianca Belair. But I don't know why Bayley would get involved. Well, a lot of people thought Bayley did it, right? Wasn't she one of the ones that people thought? I don't know. But I wouldn't think that she would, given her match isn't until the next night. Well, maybe you would. I don't know. I think Jade Cargill's going to win, though. So there you go. Sorry. Forgot about that match. All right. So, recap. New Day. El Grande Americano. Jade Cargill. Jacob Fatu. Charlotte Flair. Jey Uso. And CM Punk are my picks for tonight. So, come back tomorrow. We'll talk about night 2. But come back every day. Get videos posted every day, sometimes multiple days. Just hit that subscribe button, turn the notification, get a notification every time videos up when you watch. We're watching, like, share, comment, and all that fun stuff. Keyword that is fun. Just having fun here on the channel. Opening up some Topps Chrome, 2025 Topps Chrome. Kind of cool. Like the set. I don't know, a lot of people didn't love the base design, but it seems fine to me. And it's cool to have Topps Chrome back for WWE. I know a lot of people, I don't know, Panini didn't, I don't know, the Prisms were fine. I don't know, a lot of people like Prism. Kind of Chrome versus Prism, kind of like the thing. But I don't know, Panini and WWE just never really worked out. It was like, before they even put out a product, WWE already announced they're going back to Fanatics and Topps. It was like, it was the snake bitten from the start. But anyways, that's going to do it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 1. Hopefully enjoyed NXT and SmackDown and the Hall of Fame. And then we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about Night 2 and then going forward. So thank you everyone for watching. Stay safe. Have fun. Talk next time. Bye.